Hi, it's Kevin back with another No BS social media update. This post is really, I think, the crux of why I started doing these videos. I've touched on it in the previous video posts, but, well, it's this recurring theme I see when talking to prospective clients, when talking to, well, new clients, and even sometimes with longtime existing clients. And that whole desire is to have it right away, to have it now, to beat the system. As the title of today's post is, it's a marathon and not a sprint. I've used this, and I actually used the phrase now in all the videos up to this point. I'll probably use them again and again and again. It's a phrase I bet I say 3 to 4 times a week in talking with people about social media, even just in general conversation. The one misnomer about social media is they think it cures all ills. It's the greatest marketing tool, and it's free. Well, you know what? It's a great marketing tool. And again, tool being the key word. But as I tell people, while I don't look like a marathon runner, and I'm not a marathon runner, I have done some competitive running in the past. I did some longer distance running, nothing like a marathon. And one time I also, had to do sprinting too when I was an athlete back in my younger days. My buddy Jack is a marathon runner, and we got to talking one day about the mindset, about how you do a marathon. You just can't go out and say, okay, I'm going to run, 26 miles. It doesn't, okay, 26.2 miles. It doesn't work that way. You have to pace yourself. You have to know when to speed up. You have to know when to slow down. You have to know what your body's telling you. And I thought to myself, it's much like, well, social media. You hear about sprinters where it's just all out, flat out, boom, go. You go until you can give no more, and you try to give it all up, whether it's at 100 yards or 100 meters or whatever that dash is. Well, social media is day in, day out. It's a marathon and not a sprint. And that's the one thing I keep telling people over and over again. Sure, there are going to be points where you're going to see your statistics jump, and they're going to jump great. And it's going, oh my gosh, we're on a roll here. And then it stops. I had a client who was seeing his Facebook numbers, records every single week. And we're talking 10, 15,000 new fans a week. Now, it's a big time artist. But it didn't last. And what we couldn't figure out was why it was happening when it was happening. What was causing it? He wasn't posting anything differently. It was just, I think it was just part of the race. It was just enjoy it while it lasts, but know what your normal numbers are going to be. Know what you've got to do to keep up the normal numbers, and more importantly, know what you've got to do to keep ahead of your normal numbers pace. Does that make sense? It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Too many people look at social media as a free tool that's going to cure all their ills. It's going to make marketing so easy for their business, for themselves, for their careers, whatever it is. And that's not the case. Social media is about putting in the time, putting in the effort, putting in the strategy. We'll talk more about those strategies as we go along. I'm not going to give it all to you in one punch. But it's really, you got to, well, I hate to say be patient. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the most patient person in the world. Anybody who knows me knows I'm not a person of great patience. I've learned patience, an immense amount of patience over the last 20, 30 years. But when I was younger, I had no patience. I wanted it all right now. And not everybody is like that at a young age. Some people are born with patience. Some people are born with the patience of Job, as the old saying goes. But when it comes to social media, it's about, number one, being patient. It will happen. There is some strategy that's got to be involved. And we'll talk more about strategy in our next update. So remember, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And if you go in with that in mind, even though I know you want it today, you want it yesterday, if you go in knowing it's a marathon, not a sprint, you're going to be much happier.